Today's message is for a person with an overwhelming amount of responsibilities. Maybe you feel like you have no time for yourself and you're juggling priorities. Maybe you're looking after other people, or you are under a time limit with something that you need to get finished and you feel like you can't fit it all into a day. There's a rather blunt message for you that you need to hear. And I'm going to softly explore it with you and walk you through what I'm seeing. So the first image I get is of a person holding multiple dog leashes and being stressed as if they're walking heaps of different dogs, but then there's no dogs on the end of the leashes. And what this tells me is that your nervous system or your subconscious mind are addicted to the process of being stressed. This is uncomfortable to hear, but it can be a chemical thing that your body is so accustomed to feeling occupied that it actually feels safer and more familiar to you to be in the stress. So an unsafe feeling is a familiar feeling and therefore a safe feeling in your body. The sense that I get is that if you were to genuinely look through all of the different tasks you're juggling, you may come to find that only one or two of these tasks is genuinely necessary, at least at this very moment, and the others are superfluous, or they could be managed by somebody else, and you're taking them on in order to continue feeling this cycle of stress. It looks a lot like a wheel with a stick in it. It feels that everything is just slightly off kilter. And if you were to make this analysis, you may decide that there was one single dog that you wish to walk, and everything will feel super smooth and flow in a way that nourishes your body's natural rhythms. But this is where it gets very deep, and that is perhaps you've never experienced your natural rhythms in your entire life. Maybe your body doesn't even know what it truly feels like to rest. And so there seems to be a great divide between this state of being that works for you and the one you're currently in, because what it requires is you to force yourself to rest. And it will feel like forcing yourself, because once you start to rest, what comes up is all of the exhaustion from never resting. And this can look like painful thoughts, traumas coming up, feelings of being unsupported, disappointed in yourself for never having rested. But all you have to do is feel it. You just have to feel those feelings, and it looks like it will only take a day or two of very intense, scrutinizing, somewhat suffering in a state of forced rest. You can even try just imagining it for a moment. Picture dropping all of those tasks, all of those leashes for the dogs that you're walking. And what does it feel like in your imagination to look at a day where your schedule is completely crossed off? Maybe you've been saying that this is what you want, but in reality, that's a terrifying thought. Where's your meaning? Where's your identity? Where's your belonging? Are you capable of maintaining relationships where you're not the giver? Are people going to appreciate you just for simply being and just for who you are? And these uncomfortable questions are the same questions that you could ask of spirit or of the God that's watching over you. Will spirit care about me enough to keep me safe and nourished, if I'm not doing all of these things, well, the answer, which you've surely heard before, but you need to let it land more deeply, is that, of course, you will be looked after, and likely tenfold, because the natural magnetism that comes from a state of rest, whether you're male or female, it's a feminine trait. And this invites great abundance into your field, because if you imagine that you're telling the universe with your actions every day, I need to work hard to keep myself afloat. I have all of these things I have to do in order just to get by. Versus, I'll be comfortably waiting here. I have all the time in the world. And I know and I trust that I am looked after. There's actually a sense that Spirit genuinely wants to test you with this. I can see that it's almost like Spirit is holding back some kind of reward, because it wants to see if you're going to make this realization about yourself and allow yourself to make the change here. Because it's no use rewarding you if you can't even let yourself feel it. And at the state you're in, this fight or flight mode, it's very difficult for anything to get into your system, let alone rewards or truly satisfying experiences. So there's a threshold you need to cross where you return back to neutrality, where you show your body how to rest. And Spirit is saying, just cross off 2 of the tasks that are on your list. What are the 2 least pressing, least necessary things that you think you have to go and do? Likely they're ones with massive output but little return. Maybe you're writing a newsletter every week for your small business and nobody really opens it. Maybe you're going to the gym 6 days a week when you could just go 4. And the rest day in between would be where your muscles grow and your body conditions. Maybe you're giving yourself away to someone and meeting for coffee every week, and you don't actually really enjoy taking that meeting or doing that call. I'm seeing that the main gift you'll receive from making these adjustments and cutbacks will be the gift of your own presence. Experiencing yourself in a new way like this will actually teach you just how valuable you are and what it feels like to value your own time and energy in this way. This is how you pass through the threshold. You'll actually discover it within yourself by limiting your time and energy and how much you're giving away to others. You must make space for the new to come in. And I'm seeing that you might try to do this rest thing, and you already know. You're going to try, you're going to do it for 2 hours, then you're going to say, I'm rested and I've done enough. But no, it's 2 days, 2 long and arduous days where it's going to feel uncomfortable, and you need to push through that first barrier where you feel like you need to get up and start doing something. That's where the magic is found. That's where a physical, psychological, physiological adaptation occurs in your body, which is actually a download or an upgrade from your higher self, showing you how to muscle through that discomfort. Because what you're experiencing as discomfort should be bliss. And it's what you think you want, because it's what you know you want deep down. But you need to do the training to teach your body how to feel this. and your energy will return to your lower centers. It will make so much sense. Haven't you ever had a day where you had an epiphany that, oh, I don't need to be doing 3 of these things that I've been wasting my time on? It's so obvious what's required of you. And the more you can offer yourself this rest, the more you can show the divine how much you value yourself and how much you're ready to receive. So that's all you need to hear today. Good luck. Enjoy that rest. Leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Be brave.